You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White sports fans, the NBA has had a major problem, I would say for the better part of a decade now, with star players or players in general not playing the full complement of games when they're not injured. Now, Greg Popovich is the one, San Antonio Spurs head coach, that really kind of started this whole thing. He started resting players because they needed rest really for the playoff run. And I believe that really did set a bad precedent. I never liked it at all. The NBA actually started cracking down because Popovich wins a whole bunch of games, at least when he had Tim Duncan anyway. And teams are probably like, well, he's resting his players for the playoffs. Let me do that as well. Now, I believe that definitely hurt the NBA. There's no doubt about it. But there's a whole bunch of other things also that really hurt the NBA. But when national televised games were going on and you don't see the star players playing, yeah, that was a problem. Now, Adam Silver in the NBA, they actually came out and said that you couldn't do this on nationally televised games. However, that didn't really stop teams from actually resting their players. And Adam Silver, I believe it was last week, he even came out and said, yeah, it's still a problem. Well, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr now has a solution to this problem. And it's pretty dumb, to tell you the truth. I don't believe this would actually stop players from resting. You see here on Larry Brown Sports, Steve Kerr offers solution to NBA's player rest issue. And it's not going to work. And I believe that this would never happen anyway, because this would actually greatly hurt the revenue of the NBA. But check out this tweet here from Mark Haynes. Steve Kerr on stopping teams from resting their stars. Quote, to me, what makes the most sense is cutting back to maybe a 72-game schedule. Take 10 games off and get more time to rest in between games. I think you'll get teams to play their guys more often. Folks, that won't work. That will not work. I don't care how many games you actually have. This will not work. Because the thing is, I guess coaches are probably thinking, you know what? I need to give my guys a little bit of time off, regardless of how many games they were playing. Now, even if the NBA schedule was already 72 games, I don't think that would stop players from resting. The thing is, man, these players today, man, they're weak. They're weak. They're not built like players from the past. They're not. And Greg Popovich really did set a bad precedent, to tell you the truth. And then here's another problem, Steve Kerr. If the league drops 10 games, do you realize the hit that the league would take revenue-wise? Players, one thing they love their money. So that means the contracts would actually get smaller because there would not be as much gate revenue coming in. You're talking about, if you just drop 10 games, you're talking about a 72-game schedule, and you're going to lose 5 home games and 5 road games. That's what I'm assuming. No, that would never, ever happen. This is a horrific solution. Not a Steve Kerr fan. He's not making absolutely any sense whatsoever when it comes to this issue. This would never work. Now, here's what the NBA really should do, and this may even be a bit hard to actually implement anyway. Now, I came from the regular world, not the NBA, not a union or anything like that, but if you didn't show up to work, you didn't get paid. So if you start taking money away from these guys, maybe they will actually show up to work. Let's say you actually have a supermax guy, for example. Let's just keep the math here pretty simple. All right. Let's say you have a $40 million a year player. And if he misses a game, you take away his game check. That is a significant amount of money to lose. I'm not saying like if the guy's injured, if he's actually really injured, then he can't play. But if these players want to rest, let them rest, but take away their money. You take away money, man, players are going to automatically want to play. Because I believe he's right that the NBA is right. Players resting definitely hurts the product. And the fans, they pay a lot of money to go and see the star players. Now, if you want to use LeBron James, for example, Lakers come to town, even though they suck. People may only go to this game one time because LeBron, Anthony Davis are coming into town and they want to see him play. And if they don't play, then the fans are going to feel duped that they spent all this money to not have those players play. Well, take away the game chats from the players that want to rest. Find the teams. I believe they actually may already have a fine process in place, but I believe that's just for nationally televised games. Shortening the season won't do anything. It won't do anything, and Steve Kerr has to know that would never get approved because the NBA owners would actually go to the players. All right, you guys want to take away 10 games on the schedule? Well, guess what? We're going to cut your money. NBA players will never go for that. The union would never, ever go for that. This is a horrific idea. It really is. Now, if a player's out just for medical reasons, see, you kind of getting into the point to where coaches and players may start faking injuries if you take away their money. It's going to be very, very tough to even implement what I just said right there. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fan Steve Kerr says to shorten the NBA season to 72 games. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, to tell you the truth. I really don't. I don't. You usually don't see, especially major leagues, taking away games. Look at the NFL. They actually added a game. They're not going to take away the game. Remember, the NFL used to be, I believe, 12 games. Then it went to 14. Then it went to 16. And now it's at 17. The NBA, they've been at 82 games for like forever. They're not going to take away 10 games. What needs to happen is, if you really want to make players play more, get rid of that play-in tournament. I believe that's probably a good idea. Get rid of the play-in tournament and only the top 6 seeds actually qualify for the playoffs. Oh, yeah, you get more players to play then, especially if their playoff seeding is on the line and they're missing out on bonus money and things like that for making the playoffs. Yeah, I would do that. That's a good idea. I just thought of that just now. Cut the playoffs to the top 6 seeds, or if you really want to make the division format even more relevant than just any team that makes the division, because I believe there's 4 divisions in each league, only the division winners qualify for the playoffs. That'll solve the 82 game season problem right there. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.